Kia ora, and welcome to Elevate Her Game, a podcast where we sit down with inspiring women who are doing incredible things, diving deeper into their stories, their journeys, and what drives them. You're joined by journos Hannah Feck and Mikayla Lemon. Today we sat down with Bex Pemberton, a woman of many trades. She tells us the story of how music healed her and her passion for bringing people together to find their voice. There's a lot of laughs in this one, so we hope you enjoy.
We're started. Yeah. Okay. Welcome, Bex, to Elevate Her Game. We really appreciate you coming in. We know how busy you must be, so appreciate you taking the time.
Divas, thank you for having me. I feel blessed.
Anytime. To start off, give us a bit of an elevator pitch. Who is Bex? How'd you get to where you are right here?
So I was born. That was a really great time. Shout out to my mum. But elevator pitch. Okay, I don't think I've ever been asked that before. Pretty much, if I'm going to be real honest with you guys, is there a time limit?
No.
Dope. So I was born in Finland, funnily enough.
Wow.
Yeah, real random.
Yeah.
Born into a very Catholic family. Nothing wrong with religion, just was a very, very Catholic family full of quite a lot of academics. So like my father's a professor, my two older siblings are both very successful lawyers. My brother is also like working for, the Australian government. And so that was kind of a theme as I was growing up. So I went to a very Catholic high school. That didn't go very well, got bullied quite a lot. Didn't have the best time there. And then I was kind of thinking when I finished high school, I had the same thing that most youth have where they're like, I've got no idea what I'm doing with my life. I'm going to go to uni and enroll in courses that probably don't align with me, but I'm going to figure it out along the way. I went to university. I started doing a psychology degree, and then it kind of morphed into like a media degree as well, which was kind of cool. And then I just got into my second year and went, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel so lost. I don't feel like any of this aligns with me. So I dropped out, enrolled in barbering school, shaved my head for cancer, and then decided that I wanted to be a rock singer.
I love that.
Why not?
Quite literally all in like a week.
Yeah.
So natural reaction, my parents went, oh my God, she's having a mental breakdown. I wasn't. I call it like transformation. And then, I guess from there now I just have an extremely creative life. I do MC work. Oh my gosh, I work for a radio station. I manage bands. I'm in a band. I do quite a lot of social media work. I'm a barber. I tutored at ARA for a bit, which was pretty crazy. And then, I created this whole like community thing called like Becca's Buddies. And then I've done talks and charity things. And then I've been like flown up to do like basketball games and football games, just real random things. So I don't know, when someone says, I guess like, who is Bex, what is Bex, I'm just like, I just love a side quest.
Nice.
Just trying to hustle as many side quests as I can. Yeah.
What was the kind of turning point from realising, uni's not for me, and then to go and do a completely different thing?
I think it was this thing where you guys might be able to relate to this, or maybe not, I don't know, but I think especially within New Zealand and Australia, we kind of have this pressure when we are in high school. You like get to year 13 and they're like, what are you doing with your life? You're literally 18 years old.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Young.
It's literally like pick an avenue and go. And then you pick the avenue and then you're like, I don't actually think this aligns with me. There's no like time to breathe, to understand who you are. Like you're a kid. Like I'm a firm believer you're a kid until you're like at least 22. You've got brains not developed yet. Shit's just getting crazy. Yeah. And so it's kind of weird. The turning point for me was I was sitting in this lecture theatre. It was like C1 or C3 or whatever. There's like 500 people around me and everyone, I could feel their energy. I'm real big on like energy and like kind of spirituality a little bit. And so I was just sitting there and everybody felt stressed, everybody felt anxious, and it felt like no one was actually being themselves. And a huge thing for me was I was like, nah, I just want to be me. Like I've lived a majority of my life in this stupid little construct of what other people have wanted, maybe pressures from my parents, definitely pressures from school. And I was like, I just want to be me. I want to have a bunch of tattoos. I want to like look really weird and I just want to have fun.
Why not?
Why not?
Exactly. I think that happens for a lot of people because I'm the same. I went to UC, studied something completely different, absolutely hated it. You're a number in a lecture theatre.
Amen.
And then you come to somewhere like Ara that like is so practical and just like so much more creative and
totally. Yeah, and I'm a really firm believer in that. Like there's like coming from a family of academics, like there's nothing wrong with like academia and like going down that route, like all power to you. But I really liked how you said a number, because you feel like it, because they don't even know your name. Like they'll be like, they're like, sorry, what's your, and you're like, dude, I can't even remember that number. Like I don't know who I am. Like I don't know what I am.
Yep.
And you're right. I think I'm a really firm believer. A lot of my friends are creatives and they're tradies, and you know they do lots of different things. And I'm a very firm believer if you live a far more practical, creative life, you kind of feel a bit more fulfilled, because you kind of discover all these elements of yourself that you might not have known. Like I'm sure for you, like coming here, did you kind of feel like a transformation kind of unlock?
Yeah, definitely. And like you're just much more likely to make friends, build connections with people, as opposed to just sitting next to someone in a lecture theatre and not really saying much.
Yeah,
because you're too nervous to say anything and they're too nervous to talk to you.
And you're really right there. And like, and I'm not shitting on University of Canterbury. They do a lot of great stuff, but they don't actually create or foster a culture of community and getting the kids together, because they put all these like groups, and then these kids are like, I've got tune sock, Muse sock, da 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 da. But they're all kind of like low-key segregated from each other, and there isn't much intertwining. And
can you tell us a bit about Becca's Buddies? What kind of like started that, and like how was that like kept growing?
Oh, that's a great question. I was on the radio for RDU, and I just that started because I pretty much just messaged the person who was like the program director, and I went, look, I've got no background in anything. I literally have no qualification to my name. I'm just a chick that loves to yap, and I really love local, and I'd really like to highlight them. Can I please get this show? I want to call it Becca's Buddies, and I want it to be highlighting local artists, the ones that aren't big, the ones that are actually like smaller. I don't believe in saying like smaller and bigger, but like if we're going to have to do it for the, I just want to get a bunch of artists in, and I want to talk to them as people. I don't want to sit there and go, hey, so when you wrote the lyric, I love my mom, did that mean you loved your mom? Like, I don't care. Like, that's kind of, lyrics are almost, you can kind of read between the lines, but, I want to know, what's your deepest, darkest fear? Like, do you actually like doing music? Have you ever had a moment where you're like, I need to stop this altogether? Like, what am I doing? Also, like, what's your hot take? Like, I just want to know you as a person, and I want people to know that, because I think especially as creatives, sometimes we can get interviewed, especially with the musicians, and it kind of just becomes more focused around the product, which, yes, that is the whole point theoretically, but I think it's really awesome when you kind of get to know them as a person, and then you kind of listen, or you're engaging with the media, and you're like, they're just like me. Because at the end of the day, we're all just like stupid little humans and like these weird skin suits on this floating orb. So it's like, dude, it's not that deep, diva, whatever. Yeah. Like, it's not that deep. And so, I wanted to create a safe space for everybody. And so I started doing the radio show, and then I would make people drink really weird things and eat really weird things. Or like I love him so much. I had Bobby Mayo on, and I had him scooping mayo in his mouth while he was rapping along to, Salt and Pepper. And it was just really fun, and it became really interactive. And then from that, I went, actually, I get grandioso ideas sometimes, but I was like, actually, I can make this cooler. And so then I branched it out into events and then gigs. But then I was like, I don't want anyone to make any money. And I know that sounds really bad. But like, I was like, I'll put in all my money, even though I don't really have a lot. And I want everybody to kind of bring, like gifts and stuff like that we can give like the homeless. And I was like, cool. Let's start bringing in canned goods. Let's start bringing in period products. Let's start bringing in all these things, blankets. I just really wanted it to have a charitable aspect to it. And yeah, I'm actually, I've never said it before, I don't think, but I'm actually really proud of it, which is cool.
That is cool, yeah. Where do you hope to see it go in the future? What is like, do you have any goals for Becca's Buddies?
Yeah, a huge goal of mine is I would really love to have loons packed out with everybody, but nobody's paid a ticket, and it's just like, I've just got like a U-Haul, and it's just like filled to the brim with like canned goods, like blankets, clothes, toiletries, period products, like everything. And I'm just like, booyah. And then I just show up at like City Mission, like same as the depot. I'm like, you need something? I got you. Like, I think that would be really awesome. But even deeper than that, it would be really cool to have, I've actually never said this before, I don't think either, but I really want to have a Becca's Buddies festival. And so it's
Awesome.
like Becca's Buddies Bonanza, and it's like we're all out in the WAP, and it's just like all local artists. Again, you don't have to pay money, like it's just all charity. Like I'd have to get sponsors involved and stuff to like actually make the logistics of it work, so then the artist could get paid. But yeah, it's kind of like it would be like the first festival of its kind, or like a mini fest of its kind, where nobody paid any money. It was all for charity. It was all supporting like mental health foundations, or like the Chomley's Children's Centre, like helping out people that really need it, as well as celebrating, you know, creatives. I just think, oh, it makes me emotional. I just think that would be really cool.
That sounds like a really cool thing to get up and going. Have you got any other plans to expand?
Yeah, I mean, this is so random. I expanded it out into basketball and sporting events. So last year I hosted in my old high school, shout out Villamarina College, I made this basketball event and just literally got like 20 musicians and creatives from Christchurch and just put them head to head on 2 different teams. And I live streamed it. I emceed it at the same time. Like I was doing everything. We raised like $700 or something for the Chomley's Children's Centre. It was fantastic.
So cool. Oh my God.
And yeah, I'm hoping to, because I've just been busy with quite a lot of other stuff this year, but I'm really hoping to do like a football game and then like a netball game, and then talking about there's like a mini fest. I then want to have like maybe Pioneer rented out, and it's like there's a netball game, then there's a basketball game, badminton, swimming, like I don't know.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Sky's the limit, babe.
Awesome. Literally.
Yeah.
To segue into another one of your creative things, could you tell us a bit about Teal Sky? Like, how did that all form? And then also like your own music as well. How was that all?
Oh my gosh. I'll expose myself. When I was in high school, I made like 3 pop songs that I won't tell where you can find them. You can find them on Spotify. I just won't drop what they are.
Are they under your name?
I don't know. He's like, I'm like, Diva, I gotta keep my secret. Now you'll be able to find it real easy. But I made 3 pop songs when I was in high school. Honestly, I'm not really that proud of them. They're pretty bad, but it was like a starter. It was like putting my feet in the water. Didn't do anything for a couple of years. And then, yeah, you know, like I shaved my head and everything and was like, cool, that sounds like I had a mental breakdown. I didn't, but you know, I decided, cool, I want to be a rock singer, because pop's never been my thing. Like that's never really like aligned with who I am. And I sat there and was like, cool, what should I do? So I was living at my parents' at the time. So I sat in my parents' car and like got cracked Ableton on my laptop, which is like a software that you use. And I just made this song. And then I was like, cool, I'm going to make a music video for it. So then, because I'm a visual thinker. And so then I created this whole music video to it as well. And then I had the song and everything. I uploaded it. I put the music video out. And then in an embarrassing way, I just literally posted on my Facebook timeline and was like, hey, this is what I'm up to. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, whatever. Like, I don't care.
Go away.
Yeah, honestly, well, I'm like, who cares? Like, if you don't like it, it doesn't really affect me. You can like, I'm not going to try and dictate what you can and can't like. And so then I posted it up. It was called Parasite. It was real like grungy. This bass line, dum 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 dum, and I'm like screaming in the chorus, like in the background, like not full throttle, just like a rock scream, I guess you could say. And I did it. I uploaded it all from my car in my parents' driveway. And then out of nowhere, RDU like playlisted it and were like, dude, this song's sick. And I was like, what?
That's so cool.
I was like, that's really what the heck? Like, I didn't expect that. And then they had me in for an interview and I was like, oh my God, whoa, okay, this is kind of crazy. It was almost like the universe was like, this is actually what's meant for you. And I could start feeling a lot of stuff aligning with me. And then I got given a gig and I had only written 1 song and I didn't have a band. So I was like, oh my God, like what do I do? And it was like a month away. And I was like, shit. So I did what any rational person would do. And it's like, oh, who's someone that's a drummer that I could call? My ex-boyfriend. So I called up my ex-boyfriend and was like, hey, I know this is so random. Like, we're on good terms. Like, it's all good. Like, I know I'm gay as hell now, but like, do you want to drum for me? And he's like, what? And I'm like, do you want to drum for me? He's like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. So I was like, sick. And I'm like, great, I've got my ex-boyfriend as my drummer. I've got 1 track. This gig's in a month. I don't know what I'm doing. And so then he was like, oh, oh, I've got this guy, I've been kind of jamming with him, he plays guitar. And so that's Tim, the lead guitarist for Teal Sky. And so I met him, and then Tim brought along Wilkie, who's like my best friend, love him so much. He's blessing. He'd never played bass before though. So this was kind of like one of those situations where it could be the biggest like clusterfuck in the world, and it could have gone really terribly. But instead, the gig people were like, cool, so you've got to sell your own tickets. We're expecting you to sell at least 100.
Oh, wow.
I'm sitting there like, I don't even have 100 like what am I supposed to do? Plot twist, 95 people bought tickets, which was so, they're probably like, Diva, we want to see you fail. But, you know, so they came and it was at 12 Bar, and the four of us did it. It was really cool. It was really, really fun. And then what ended up happening was I was like, I'm going to hit up Rolling Meadows. Who let me do that? Who let me do that? Had done one gig and then was like, I'm going to hit up one of the biggest festivals in New Zealand. And so I hit up Rolling Meadows, and then they go, yeah, we'll book you.
Sweet. Oh my God.
Shout out Rolling Meadows. So they booked me, and we only had like 3 songs, and I was like, oh crap. Like, it wasn't really like a fully cemented band or anything. And I was like, oh my God. And I was working at Benny's barbershop as a barber, and then I'm sitting and cutting this guy's hair. And then I'm talking to him about my dream and my passion. And then he goes, oh, right at the end of it, he goes, I work for Stuff. Here's my card. I'm going to write an article on you. Okay, Diva, girl, whatever. But, you know, like, and so I'm sitting there and I'm like, this can't be real life. Like, what is going on? And so then we actually had to sit down as a band and talk about it, because we were like, crap, like, I don't know. And so the drummer and the bassist left, not because like we had beef or anything like that. They were just like, we don't feel equipped to do something of that degree. And so then Tim brought in Elliot Miller, who is now the like cemented drummer. He's fantastic. He used to be a part of a band called Soul Drop, and then he brought in Anand as well. And Anand is just like, oh, I love him so much, bless him. He's the lead singer for St. Peter's Thursday. If you've ever gone to Boo Radley's, he's there. He's an incredible dude. And so then the four of us got together in a room, and just like, it was insane. It felt like the roof, there was no ceiling. We just, our synergy was just going like this. And then, stuff started getting more and more crazy. And then we wrote an EP, and then we recorded it and everything. And then Anand was just like, look, I think I just want to like be more with my other band, and I want to do other things. And we were like, oh my gosh, love and light, mwah, like go do that. And we're just biggest supporters. So we were like, go do that, King. He went and did that, and then we got Shay in, and so then now it's the four of us as Teal Sky, and we just released an EP at the start of the year. We did Toga Party. Who Shot Scott and Juju Lips brought me out on stage. I love you guys so much, my God. They brought me out on stage in front of like 3,000 people, and I did this like song with them. And then we've been booked, and we're playing Rolling Meadows again this year, and so it's crazy. We've been booked for a North Island festival. I can't say it because like NDAs and stuff like that. But it's pretty insane, that festival. We're kind of like, how did that happen? We've recorded 2 new songs, and we've just done a really great music video over the weekend, and it's just kind of. Yeah.
Do you think your music has helped you deal with that trauma from your childhood?
Oh my God, 1,000%. Like, it's one of those things where I think as people, we all have a song or like an instance or a memory that we can relate to a song. Like, I think for a lot of people, what's that one? He's like standing in the rain, and I don't want the world to see me.
Iris by the
Iris, that's the one.
Yeah.
But I bet you can probably relate that to a person, right? Or a memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can relate that to a person or a memory, right?
Yeah.
And it does, because that's what a music is. Like, oh my God, I'll get so passionate. But music is just the foundation of everything.
And how a song relates to a certain time of your life as well. Like, there's songs like last year when Hannah and I first split together that reminds me of, our time together and our era.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're going to be 80, and that song will come on, and you'll get transported back.
Yeah.
It's like literally time travel.
Yeah.
But it's not time travel, but like it is. It's, it's so fascinating, and it's so beautiful. And I think it's such an honor. I feel very humbled to even like create music and have that for people, because it's crazy. Like, I've had so many people come up to me and they're like, I cried listening to Satala Pram because for the first time I felt heard. And for me, I just like, I'm like, oh God, I need a minute, because that means so much. And, I haven't released anything with Perrick, but I'm kind of hoping in a way that when I do, because it is from like a religious trauma lens and just from like I guess in a way like a shame lens, I'm really hoping that maybe some like younger queer people or some young dude that's just like, he's not queer or anything, he's just like, damn bro, like I don't feel good in my skin, is just like, oh, but I can relate to that. I can hear you. Like I feel seen. And I think for me, that was the biggest thing, like, especially when I was younger and especially listening to Ethel Cain, I just sit there and I feel like someone understands me. And I think especially in this world where everything is pretty crazy, just feeling understood is a very like pivotal thing.
You saying that the like creative scene in Christchurch is becoming a lot more special.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think makes it so special, and where would you like to see it in say 5 years' time?
Ōtautahi is special because there are so many people here that come from all different walks of life who have had traumas, who have had all this stuff happen. We're like the fucking underdogs because like I'm not afraid to say this like on camera or on the podcast. I think a lot of media publications, a lot of playlisters and stuff only focus on the North Island, specifically Auckland artists. Not discrediting Auckland artists, but holy shit. The South Island has some incredible people down here, especially in Christchurch. There are so many amazing artists, like literally just off of the top of my head, like Mim Jensen is just like an absolute powerhouse. She is just absolutely phenomenal. You've got Ivy from Dunedin, who are just incredible. Amber Cully Williams, my God, she's amazing. My brain's like now blanking. Ragweed. All these other bands, and there's so many others that I know of. Like, there's like Bin Day, who's like a 3-piece punk band. They just don't give a shit. St. Peter's Thursday. There's all different walks of life here, and they just get up there. They're unapologetically themselves, and they're like, this is what I've got to say. This is what I've got to show, and I'm going to do it. They're not doing it for anything other than the love of it. And I think that's what makes it so special in Christchurch, is because we are slept on. All the artists here are so slept on. They get really discredited, and they just do it because they love it. They're in it for all the right reasons, and so they go into these small little safe havens like the Dark Room or Flux. Rest in peace, my God, R.I.P. And 12 Bar R.I.P. That's a conversation for another day. I'll get riled up. But that's another thing, is there's all these artists and there's no place to go. And so in these beautiful safe havens that we have, shout out Feather. Feather, you do a lot of amazing work for so many creatives here. We need to hold on to that, and we just need it to stay, because there's all these younger kids that then come in, they're like 18, they fresh out of high school, don't want to feel like a number, and they walk in there and then they see someone that looks like them shredding it, doing whatever the hell, and then they're like, oh my God, like I can do this too. And so in 5 years, I challenge you, City Council, in 5 years, can we please have more venues for bloody artists and stuff? Because, dude, we need creativity. Art is the most important thing within any society, and when we don't see ourselves represented in art, or we don't have it, we lose ourselves. We become numbers. We just become complete shells of humans, and it's not okay. And so in 5 years, I want to see this place like just an absolute hub. I'm hoping maybe like another music school gets opened, and like all these awesome creatives are doing stuff. Maybe there's more like festivals, and it's just everybody is just involved and really getting into it, and the council and everybody are actually like, cool, we believe in your vision, we're gonna do it. We're not gonna close venues for bloody bicycle lanes or ugly townhouses. People need homes, but still it's really devastating, because there's a lot of people that want to engage within the creative arts, and a lot of people that just want to watch it, and they can't, because a lot of places are getting shut down.
Who's someone that you've looked up to in the industry growing up?
Oi, that's like, you guys, I have to say, these are like some of the best questions I think I've like ever been asked. Someone I look up to in the industry. Well, I'm still so like fresh into it. Like I've only been doing this for like 2.5 years, so I'm still like a baby in terms of that. But I think for me, there's 2 women in particular that are just like bing, bing, bing in my brain right now. Phoebe Vick and Emily C. Browning. They are 2 women who are fiercely independent, fiercely strong, unapologetically themselves. And I was having a drink with them at Smash Palace the other week, And it was really nice because they almost felt like older sisters. Like I have a great older sister, but like musical older sisters. And they were giving me guidance and they were like telling me a lot of stuff and they were giving great advice. And, you know, they care so much about the younger artists just as much as I do. And they kind of are almost like the big sisters for all the girls and all the wahine here in Christchurch. And I really look up to them and feel very grateful to have them because it can be scary. Like sometimes when you do this creative thing, you kind of unintentionally isolate yourself and don't reach out to others because you're like, oh, I just need to focus on this and and they're probably too busy. Oh no, they're too busy. I don't want to be annoying. And it's like, no, like they care and they want to help you. So I'd probably say them too, but also I want to shout out Amy from RDU because she's just been incredible and she's given me so much guidance and taught me so much and she's really believed in me and what I want to do, and for that I'm just so grateful.
Yeah, hustle culture is often very like glamorized in creative industries. Like it's insane. How do you keep like work fun to prevent like burnout and keep that work-life balance?
Oh, divas, that's such a good question. Hustle culture is over-glamorized. It's not good.
No.
I know so many people that are like killing themselves to go for their dreams and they are just riding themselves so thin, and unfortunately it's the reality. Like it's really tough. Like if you want to be a creative, it's on one hand, you're very fortunate and you should be really grateful because it's a really beautiful avenue to go down. It opens up a lot of doors to things and you get to live a very fun life. But at the same time, you have no schedule, really. It's just kind of the most chaotic, like ding, 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 every day, da-da-da-da-da, here's something different, here's something different. And you kind of go crazy and you get burnout. I know so many people that are struggling with burnout, and it's really sad because then it turns into this thing where they go, I don't even know why I'm doing it anymore. I've started losing my like passion and my purpose, and it sucks because I kind of actually had a moment like that at the start of the year where last year I was just like going and going and going and going. I did like 6 or 7 events for Becca's Buddies. I was doing RDU. I was also working. Then I got a terrible shoulder injury, which theoretically was like the universe being like, Diva, stop. Slow down. Yeah. But I was like, oh, okay, well, if I can't work full time, I can just do more stuff. And I just kept piling it on and on and on. And then Teal Sky gigs and dink, 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 dink. And I thought I was riding it all good and was like, yeah, I can balance it all. I can balance it all. I can balance it all. And then this year we did a show doing Toga Party, and then the very next day we were opening up for the Ryans at the church. Beautiful honour. They're really great guys. I'm at Toga Party and I'm on the stage. I'm really excited. I'm not thinking. I jump off a 3-meter stage and then just absolutely fuck my foot. And me being me, that hustle culture, and I've had a problem with this quite a lot of my life. I just need to keep going. It's fine. Like, don't worry about me. It's fine. And so then, I ran back on the stage, finished the set. My foot was clearly not okay, but adrenaline was going, dink, dink, dink. Who Shot Scott and Juju Lips invite me up. My foot is burning. Rather than telling somebody like this is really bad, I just kept going. I'm jumping on it, all the adrenaline. And then, I finished the set and then I was like, oh, fuck, I can't walk. I actually can't walk. Oh, my God. And so then I had to get literally lifted up and carried to a car and then taken to the ER. And they were like, dude, like, what have you done? And I was like, I don't know what I've done. And then, I'm texting my girlfriend and I'm like, hello, I'm in the ER. Like, oh my God. And she wakes up and is like, what? What do you mean? And I'm like, I don't know what I've done. Like, this is terrible. Like, what have I done? And that instance, and my girlfriend actually as well, like, I've got quite a lot to thank her for, taught me to just like stop. Like, I think the way that you can balance the hustle culture is you do all the things that you need to do, prioritize all the right things. But if someone asks too much of you, or if someone's like, I want you to do this, just say no. Saying no, especially as a woman, is quite terrifying because we're kind of conditioned to always say yes and always please other people. And so it's been a huge learning curve for me. And so there have been a lot of things this year where I've actually been like, hey, I can't do that. I manage a lot of bands, and I'm kind of like, I guess in a way, like their older sister or whatever. And I've actually turned around to them, and I got the flu, and I got it really bad, like about a month ago. I was completely wiped out. And I just messaged him and said, do not contact me for the next 2 weeks. Like, all the love and light in the world, but I really need to rest and recoup. And like, this is what I've got to do. And so, yeah, I think if you're a young creative out there and you're kind of struggling with it, it's like, do all the right things and do what you need to do, but also, dude, just go sit outside and touch grass for 3 hours and like go get a Coke and go, or just go have like 2 liters of water. It's like, you know, it's all these little things. Like, it's kind of almost funny when we're younger, they're like, get a routine and drink lots of water and go for a run and it will help you. And you're younger and you're like, fuck that, I'm going to sink piss and be stupid. And then like, but literally though, and then you get older and then literally you're like, I'm 25 and I actually do want to lie down. I want an afternoon nap and I just want 3 liters of water and a salad. And you feel boring, but you're not boring. It's what you need to do. And that's what you've got to do, because if you just keep running yourself into a hole, then it's going to create a terrible outcome that you won't be able to get out from. And it's like, it's better to have a tiny dip like I had at the start of the year where it was like, oh, cool. Check myself. What do I need? Like,
yeah, we're nearing the end.
No.
I know. This is the last time we're asking these too. I know, it's so sad. But I know, the last guest. But to finish each question, it's so sad. No.
Hold hands. Hold hands. Okay, go.
We've got this.
What's this question?
So we finish each episode by asking our guests 10 quickfire questions.
Fuck yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go, Davis.
Let's go. If you could have dinner with one woman, dead or alive, who would it be? It's the deepest one to start.
Oh my god. One woman, dead or alive, who would it be? She's a female director and her name's Greta.
Greta
Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig, yeah, yes. Greta Gerwig.
Barbie?
Yes, her. So I'd really love to sit down with her. I think I would also, just for shits and gigs, I would like Chapel at the table, because I just think it would be really interesting to talk to her. Get her at the table, and then I think I want Ethel Cain at the table too, because it would be really good. This is going to make me seem like I'm so uneducated. There's so many people that I would want to sit down with, but I can't. Random one. Mary, like literally like religious Mary. Girl, Diva, you telling me Joseph ain't getting you pregnant? Yeah. That's a divine intervention. What? Girl, that's suspicious. That's suspicious. No, I'm kidding. It's not. I'm not discrediting the divine immaculate conception of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. But I want to sit down with her and I just want to be like, Diva, pregnant with no man, tell me more, because as a lesbian, I need to know how this works for my future. How you do that?
If you could switch careers for a day, what would you do?
I would love to be an astronaut.
An astronaut? Ooh.
I just want to like...
You could probably do that because they're sending more people to space.
Period. My application, hello, I am Bex, I'm 24 years old. Yeah, that's great. Okay, yeah, yes. Astronaut. Okay, astronaut.
If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh, you're going to grow into everything that you were ever scared of, and you are going to end up starting to love yourself one day. It'll be really hard. It's going to be really confronting. But you deserve to be you and be loved for who you are.
What's the one thing you're most proud of in your creative?
One thing I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of, I've never said this before, I don't think. I'm really proud of the way that I have protected and helped a lot of the younger kids that are in the creative scene. I've gotten a couple out of a really dodgy contract, and just kind of given them the inspiration to just be their true selves. Yeah.
Beautiful. What's your guilty pleasure song? Switch up.
Fame as a gun. Edison Ray. That's for you, Sheldo. She knows.
This one kind of goes back to what we were talking about before with you wanting to do your own festival.
Yay!
Yes. If you could create your dream lineup, who would be the headliners?
Chapel Roan, Mim Jensen, Wolf Alice, C Rose, Hayley Williams, Ethel Kane, and Turnstile.
Oh, no. Surprised to know about you.
I'm like quite, I don't know if this is obvious or not, I'm like quite emotional as a person. Like I'm really bubbly and like life is great, but I'm like quite emotional. And if you sat in my car and listened to all the songs that I like listening to, you'd be like, oh. You'd be like, Diva, you okay? Like maybe that, or that I love Addison Rae. Yeah,
Yeah,
The juxtaposition.
I love that. Who's the most powerful woman that you know?
Mim Jensen.
What is your favourite hobby outside of work?
I have a old school VHS camera and a old school digicam, and I really like making mixed media content for myself and like little home videos.
Finally, how do you celebrate your wins?
I'm really bad at celebrating myself. I generally, this could sound so weird. I generally just like buy a Coke, like a literal Coke can, and I'm just like, that was really cool. I don't really have like a process.
What's your favourite sweet treat?
Oh, yeah.
We've been asking like all
All our guests' favourite sweet treat.
I am obsessed. The way to my heart, like directly to my heart, a cinnamon bun or a cinnamon scroll with a lot of cream cheese icing on the top. Like I'm meaning like that shit just tastes like it's a heart attack. I love cinnamon scrolls.
From New World,
New World.
Durham Street.
Have you had them? Oh,
Girl, did you know about? Did you know?
my goodness.
I didn't know.
They do the scrolls now and like heaps different flavours.
Oh, okay. See, I'm kind of vanilla like that. Like I feel like a lot of other flavors might make me be like, but like, are they good? Good flavors? How much?
Like $6.
Hey, in this economy,
And
diva.
like,
They're big boys.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
exciting,
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for having me on. It's really, really awesome. And if you, do you know what? I actually do need to do this. A very close friend of mine actually committed suicide last week, and it was real out the blue. Didn't expect it, but I kind of did somewhat expect it. Had her funeral yesterday, and it was a real big reminder that like life is so fucking precious. If you have a dream, if you have anything, if you're struggling, if you're hurting, if there's anything going on in your life, like you are so worthy, you are so deserving of love. There is no person on this earth that can't come back from a mistake unless it's something really, really bad. But everybody is worthy of growing. Everyone is worthy of becoming their best true selves, transforming into who they truly are. And if you have a passion and you have a purpose, just fucking do it. And there are always people that love you. I love you. If you need a DM, I am here. And I love you, Sam. Rest in peace, baby. Yeah. That's how I'd like to finish that, actually. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on.
No, thank you, divas. Group hug.
Yes!